All right, man. So today we're gonna touch on this video going viral right now. You guys have been telling me to check it out. So the title of this thing is "My Concerns with the LGBTQ Community." So we don't know how this is gonna unfold. Let's just go ahead and dive into this thing. Let's go.
What the is going on? We've got kids at pride parades performing drag and transitioning. We've got trans adults dominating sports, drag queens and Blue's Clues, and an endless amount of pronouns. Something needs to
He
be
said,
said.
"What
Here are
is
my
going
concerns.
on?"
What's up, everybody? Today we'll be talking
Cut it up a
all
little bit.
about the gay community. Specifically, we'll be talking about my concerns with the LGBTQ community, because things are getting a little bit out of hand. Maybe not a little bit, a lot of it. It's getting out of hand, and truth be told, the gay community does not speak on my behalf. Why should what I do in private automatically define my worldview, politics, and culture?
He watches sports for fun. That's not gay.
How come if someone's gay, they have to be a part of the gay community? They're automatically thrown in this box of everything quote unquote gay. But if you're straight, you're just straight. All of a sudden, if you're gay, you're thrown in this little box of talk like this, act like this, love the drag queens, love the rainbows. It's uncalled for. Why should what I do behind closed doors have to define my entire worldview? Being black is merely just a part of me. Being gay is merely just a part of me. But first, I'm a mirror. That's my identity. That's how my personality is defined. It's a mirror. And far too often, I'm seeing people, especially the younger generation, come out as gay and feel like they have to be the stereotype. They feel like they have to change their voice. They have to wear the rainbows. They have to like the drag queens. They have to hop on Grindr. And that shouldn't be the case. I'm an individual with my own thoughts and my own mind. And so are you. No one should be allowing any characteristic of themselves to identify their entire world, their entire being. Because truth be told, and again, I mean this with the utmost respect, this community that's like equality and love and acceptance and diversity is a bunch of copy and paste clones. Because the second you have someone that has a different point of view, that operates differently,
So his take is his perspective is interesting, right? I think he's coming off as a gay man, but he's kind of almost speaking against this imagery of how, gay men are supposed to react, and how the community as a whole, with every, letter right here, is kind of getting out of control. His perspective is interesting. This is my first time hearing somebody of the community, or as an individual, as he wants to be represented here, speak out against what's going on. So let's hear what he has to say.
That has a different point of view, that operates differently, you shun them down. Why is that? I don't understand it. I don't know why all of a sudden, just because what someone does behind closed doors, they have to subscribe to this entire idea in its entire being, when that shouldn't be the case. My next concern, which is this idea that anyone...
And I agree with that though. I agree with whatever you do in your private time, whatever you enjoy doing, whatever you're into, you know what I mean? Sexually, at least, that's your business. You know what I mean? All the rainbows and all the unicorns and all that kind of stuff being, it's like that has to be incorporated with you as an individual, or you have to let everybody know what you identify as sexually, which is weird. It's kind of like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, that's your private business. Keep it private. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in a position of a leadership role, we don't really care about what you do sexually. We don't really care about who you're messing around with, whether it be male or female. We want to, we want to know, what can you do, you know what I mean, as far as whatever your job pertains to. How can you perform there? And it seems like people wear this badge of honor of who they are sexually on their shoulder with a sense of pride, but it's just for what? You know what I mean? I don't understand it either. So I'm with him on that one.
Does behind closed doors, they have to subscribe to this entire idea in its entire being, when that shouldn't be the case. My next concern, which is this idea that anyone who disagrees with anything gay, you're automatically homophobic. We should be allowed to voice our opinion without being scared of being called transphobic, homophobic, whatever it may be. There's a strong difference between someone disagreeing with gay people versus being homophobic. You can disagree with gay people all day long. You can not like what they do all day long. But as long as you treat me with respect,
Facts.
as long as you're not scared of me, you're shunning me away,
Facts.
you're not homophobic in my book. As a grown adult, you have the right to your own opinion and your own values. I don't care what you think. I do care if you're trying to stop me from progressing and you're not and trying to make sure that I'm not seen as equal as you. I care about that. Context matters. And typically when someone says they don't like gay people, they're really referring to not liking the gay community and the gay culture, not that individual.
I like what he's saying here, y'all, to be honest, because he gets it, right? He's not wrapped into this ideology of like, if someone doesn't agree with how you feel or what you stand for, they're automatically homophobic, right? There's like, we've lost the ability to like disagree with each other and be respectful to each other at the end of the day, because we're going to disagree on almost everything, right? But it's like whenever you disagree with like anything gay related, you're automatically labeled as homophobic, but that ain't the case in most cases, you know what I mean? So I'm glad he's speaking out about it, and I'm glad he's using his platform to voice his true, honest opinions here. Let's keep it going.
We're really referring to not liking the gay community and the gay culture, not that individual. They don't care what that individual does in private, but they care about all the things that are happening within the gay culture and the gay community. That's what they don't like. There's a lot of gay people who feel the same way. There's a lot of gay people who don't subscribe and do not like the LGBTQ plus community because of how harsh they are and all the things that are currently going on in our nation. If someone asked me in passing, Amir, do you support the gay community? I would say no. In 2023, no. To the extent that I want to be seen as an equal to straight people in this nation and have the same rights, yes, I support those efforts. Facts. When it comes to this entire other agenda, this entire other sphere, an extension of the LGBTQ plus community, I disagree with it. We went from fighting for the right for marriage to now allowing kids to transition. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I do get it because not a lot of people are speaking up about it, which is frustrating in its own sphere. But all of this is just driving me up a wall.
And like, if you ask me, right, I this is what I believe. I believe as a kid, you know, you shouldn't have the right to transition until you're an adult. Like until you turn 18, you're out the house, you're grown, you've experienced life a little bit, you've done a little bit of exploring, you're learning yourself, you're learning how to conduct yourself, you know, in your environment. And when you look at it from like the wide lens, we as humans, like we grow. The constant search for growing is always there. And it's hard for me as an adult to sit here and be like, when I was 7, I knew, or when I was 13, I knew, when I was 15, I knew, because it's kind of like I was going through a whole bunch of stuff when I was that age. I had no idea what was going on with anything. And to like confuse the kids, I know my son came home the other day, a couple months ago, and he told me they asked him what he identifies at his school. And I was kind of like, I was offended by that, because I'm like, he's confused now. Like you literally, you know, asked him a question about what does he identify as. He's a young man. That's it, you know. And but the danger within that can spark a whole other kind of, you know, route for him if he thinks, you know, okay, this is an option. Oh, this is a possibility. Well, maybe this is why I feel like that. This is why I feel like that. But going back around, bro, you gotta be, in my book, if I was writing laws, if I was legislation, you gotta be 18, at least 18, an adult, consenting adult, to be able to have surgery on your body. I mean, that's just common sense, y'all. Let's get back to it.
Sphere. But all of this is just driving me up a wall. My next concern with the LGBTQ community is how everything is grouped together. The LGB has nothing to do with the TQ+. They need to be split up. They need to be their own groups, their own nonprofits, their own missions. All the progress that's been made to make everyone equal and gay acceptance, I feel like it's being washed away. because of how radical the TQ plus side of things has become.
Uh-oh.
The root word of sexuality is
He's
sex.
speaking on it.
There's male and there's female, and the main difference between the two is a penis and a vagina. That's it. The only reason someone's gay is because they like the same sex. The only reason someone's bisexual is because they like both sexes. The only reason someone's straight is because they only like the opposite sex. Penis, vagina, that's it. Full stop. That's what it means to be gay. That's what it means to be straight. That's what it means to be bisexual. And now you have the TQ plus, which is all expression, being lumped into what it means to be gay, straight, or like at the end of the day, the trans, the non-binaries, the they, thems, all that, you still only like one or two or both things. And there's a real issue that's happening now regarding trans people and gays and lesbians. Because trans people are erasing what it means to be gay and to be a lesbian. Because I'm gay based off of sex. I'm gay because I'm a male that likes males. Lesbians are females who like females. Again, we're going back. This is like, I feel like I'm explaining
Basic.
such a simple concept.
right.
But for some reason, it's gotten so misconstrued.
Facts, bro.
Sexuality,
he's on point here.
root word sex, male, female, penis, vagina. Now we live in this world where we're saying trans women are women and trans men are men. Okay, let's pause here. If we're saying trans men are men and trans men, they're not just men. We're saying trans men because they're transitioning from one gender to another. A trans man is now a man. What does that make me? Because I don't want the body part that a trans man has. And that doesn't make me transphobic. I'm literally relying on science and the actual definition of what it means to be a gay man. I only like the male genitalia. So by telling me that I need to accept that someone who is trying to be another gender, they are that gender, they are that sex, no. That's literally erasing what it means to be gay. If you're telling people trans women are women, and at this point in age in 2023, to be trans doesn't even mean you need to have the surgery. You can just say you are trans and that's that.
Facts.
What does it mean for a lesbian, a biological woman, to go on a date with a trans woman? That you're telling me a trans woman is a woman. That lesbian does not want male genitalia. Like, it's making me feel crazy. Like,
he's sitting back as a gay. Wait, he identifies as a gay man. He's getting confused. He's like, what's going on out here? You know, we're getting mislabeled, you know, mistreated, misidentified. He's losing his identity of who he is. That's crazy. This is like I said before, this perspective from him is gold. He's speaking honestly here. He's speaking from the heart. He's speaking how he just genuinely feels it. Listen, we need more of this and less of that. Let's keep it going.
Want male genitalia. Like, it's making me feel crazy. Like, how the hell am I transphobic now by not wanting to be with a trans man? When the only reason I'm gay is because I like men. I don't get it, y'all. I'm confused.
Come on.
I don't get it.
You guys comment down below what you guys think in the conversation and the analytics behind all this nonsense, man. For me personally, I think he's hitting it right on the head. Pause. And he's on point here. Let's keep it going.
I don't get this community at all. These people who are trans, I'm literally saying the word, they're trans. They're transitioning from one sex to another. Male, female, there's only two options. No matter how much surgery, how much they assimilate, at the end of the day, their sex will always be their sex. You can't tell me that someone with a whole vagina and uterus is a man just because they're saying they're a man and that's what they want to identify as.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Right.
That's not real. This is not real life. I don't understand why this is seen as hateful, but there will never be a situation where a trans man is a man. A trans woman is a woman. They are a trans woman. They are a trans man.
And we live in a day and age, man, where him just saying that right there, you know, can be seen as hateful speech. You know what I mean? When he's clearly just telling you his experiences and clearly just telling you his opinion, his honest opinion on the matter. And at the same time, he's telling you how he feels. And you have to hold that to a certain level of respect, man. Like, cause it's rare to see people come out kind of the community saying like, listen, don't label me with this group. You know what I mean? I'm an individual. Let's keep it going.
It should be recognized as that. My next concern regarding the LGBTQ community is Pride Month.
It's not just about gay, it's about sexual gay. Everyone on the floats, if you've been watching, they've been all sexual and shimming and everything, and naked sailors and whatnot. So I think it's more about this sexualized culture, and it's almost kind of sexualizing young children. That's my take on it. I think it's a little too much. And why not celebrate gay without celebrating sexuality? There's people with their butt cheeks hanging out. I think
Bro, there are kids. There are kids all over this parade, bro. Kids. Talking 13, 14, 15. And that goes back to what I was saying before. Like, what you do in your private life, keep that in your private life. I don't understand, bro. Why do you have to, I guess, in a certain way of saying, why do you have to, like, verbalize what your sexuality is? When you go into a job that's never been a thing, it's based off your performance. What can you get the job done? When you're dating, is like, are you going to be a good mate? Are you going to be a good, person in a relationship? Which does, what I'm saying, revolve around sex a little bit. But let's just keep it going, man.
Gay without celebrating sexuality. There's people with their
nuts.
butt cheeks hanging out. I think it's a little inappropriate to bring your kids here, but they're all about it.
I don't think we need an entire month to celebrate who we have sex with. And if anything, this Pride Month has turned into a huge marketing month. Because if these companies really stood for what they're saying and they really felt like gay lives matter and they felt the pride,
right?
Maybe they would represent it in the countries where it matters most, the countries where gay people are killed. Maybe that'd be a thing, but no. In America, everything's rainbow. In the Middle East, everything's black and white. Why is that? Why aren't you making changes and initiatives in the countries that matter most? Why are you just using gay people for clout? All in all, like when it comes to
that's also a fact, man. Like a lot of companies, they tag along with what's trending, you know what I'm saying, on the positive end. And they're always trying to make a quick dollar off it, man. They don't really care. They don't really care what it is they're promoting. If they find money in it, whether it be good or bad for, society or, for your community, they're gonna fund it. They're gonna back you up. They're gonna support you. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. That's a whole nother conversation. Let's keep it going.
Parades. It's just so unfortunate to see what could be a very cool event. But no, it's a who wears the least parade. Not to mention the amount of kids that are attending, which I find to be abhorrent.
Can you imagine being 10 years old and your mom and dad take you to a gay parade? That is the most craziest. This image right here on the screen. Hold up, y'all. That is the most craziest image I've ever seen, dog. And this is where our world is turning into. We're normalizing these things. We're free and we're open. This is America. Oh, but it's like, at what point are we gonna draw the line here, bro? Why is there a 4-year-old Tyler, you know what I'm saying, who just started walking yesterday, at a gay parade, looking at all these? And I'm not trying to cast any judgment here, but it just, to me, in my opinion, this whole situation has just gone too far, bro. This should be adults only. If you're gonna have people out here half naked, women out here, breast out, why do you have kids out here, bro? I don't understand. Absolutely crazy. Let's get back into it.
It's just wild to me when you have people dressed completely wild. And there's kids around.
Look at this. Got the kid on your shoulders.
I don't think it's acceptable for a little 6-year-old to go to Pride Parade and see all these drag queens and see people in Speedos and nipple tassels. Like, for what? What are we celebrating anymore? What is this? What is this? I genuinely just do not get it. My next concern.
I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving his perspective, man. Said it once, I'll say it again. I'm loving his perspective. He's literally telling us from from his perspective, you know, this has gone too far, bro. This has gone too far. You know, and he's absolutely right, bro.
Is the over-sexualization and involvement of children.
Happy Pride, everybody!
Look at this. What?
Who here knows what gay pride means?
What
where,
is
like,
going
all the
on?
Gay people, transgender, lesbian, bisexual people gather up and celebrate.
That's absolutely right.
Why? Why do these children need to know this information? What is going on? It's like they're conditioning the future to normalize this behavior, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, as an adult, you know, do your adult things. Do you want to go to the parade? Do your adult things. Keep the kids away from this, though. Keep the kids out of it, bro. Just keep the kids out of it, bro. What is...
It's a celebration of sexual diversity.
What do you
Everybody should aspire to grow up and be a gay icon.
That's what Pride Day is all about.
You're right. See you at Pride, everybody.
That's a kid.
Why can't we just leave the kids out of this?
Hold
They're
on,
too
hold
young
on,
to be
hold on,
thinking
hold
about
on, hold on.
anything
I thought that was a
sex,
grown.
and I mean this.
Hold
for
on,
both
y'all.
straight
Hold on, hold on.
and gays.
Hold on.
I mean this across the board.
Hold
Why
on.
are kids at Hooters?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's a kid.
Be a gay icon.
That's what Pride Day is all about.
You're right. See you at Pride, everybody.
At first glance, you like I said some dude going crazy. That's a kid.
Why can't we just leave the kids out of this?
Bro, what's the
They're
obsession?
too young to be thinking about anything sex. And I mean this for both straight and gays. I mean this across the board. Why are kids at Hooters? Why are kids at pride
Facts.
parades? Why are there
Facts.
child pageant shows? Why are we dolling up 2-year-olds in a full glam makeup and bikini?
Facts.
All of it's weird.
Facts.
When it comes to sexuality, leave these kids alone. This extends.
Bro, and you guys, it's become an obsession. They want their kids involved so bad. I've never seen nothing like it. I've never seen nothing like it. They're already going into the schools. I'm not gonna say they, but policies are already being made to try to identify what they identify as in schools. We're talking middle school, high school, you know, which is insane, bro. Their primary focus should be education, not what you identify as. Comment down below what you guys think, man. This is.
When it comes to sexuality, leave these kids alone. This extends to
Can't
even
say it enough.
kids shows.
Trans members of this family.
Come on, man. Blue's Clues, and this is why it's important for us, you know what I'm saying, to absolutely watch what our kids are watching, man. Blue's Clues. Why? What's the importance of that? What's the importance of showing that to a 7-year-old? Why? What are you trying to do? What's the long-term goal here? You know what I mean? Come on.
Even kids shows.
Trans members of this family all love each other.
That's
so
insane,
proudly, and they all go marching.
Look at this.
The big parade. Come join the fun.
All of this
join
LGBTQ
the
marketing
fun.
towards children just need.
And we cannot deny how the media is taking a toll on the kids. If you keep showing this to kids over and over again, it's going to impact their life, bro. It really is. You know, normalizing bad behaviors. Like I said, as a child, leave the kids out, bro. As an adult, do what you want, man. Do what you want, man. Come on.
Stop. What are you doing on Blue's Clues? Why is there dolphins with cut marks as if the dolphins transitioned? Why are there pansexual beavers? Like what? I can't even believe I'm even talking about this. How is this real life? How is the thing that exists? How is the thing that we're watching that someone actually sat down and created? How and why? For children. Leave sex out of it. Full stop, period. Done.
Done.
Kapwash.
Done.
Just leave them out. Just leave them out. Leave them out. Leave the kids alone.
Please.
I don't know why I gotta keep saying it. Leave them out of it. My next concern, why are drag queens so hell-bent on performing in front of children? I'm dumbfounded at the link between that.
And you know what's crazy? I can't even blame the kid. You can't blame the kids. That's the adults. Those are the parents. Got in their car, knew what was going to happen, drove the kids there, sat the kids in the front row in a circle around the nonsense, bro. We got to take accountability, man. That's parents right there. That's insane, bro.
Try to make between a drag queen and a kid.
Bro.
Why do drag queens feel the need to read to children? Why are you teaching them how to twerk?
And you're crouched down into this sort of position here, so your bum's sticking out.
He's in a school or a library.
And then you just move your bum up and down like
What?
that, and that's twerking.
Why are you having children perform?
She got money. Where are your parents at? Listen, I got a daughter, bro. Where your parents at, bro? What is going on? You know what's crazy? I hate to even link it to this, but this is why it's so important for men to be men. I hate to link it to that. I mean, to be honest, bro, too much feminine men. You know what I mean? And women, you know, thinking they can just they can do it without the men. This is why, bro. A real man would not have his daughter out here doing none of this nonsense, bro. A real father, bro. Her dad was not in the audience. Ain't no way her dad was in the audience there. I put my paycheck on it.
When question why, I do not get it. I do not condone it. I think it just all needs to be gone.
That's the message here, man. Fellas, you listening to me right now? Don't be afraid to be a man. Be a man. It's okay to be aggressive, man. Be controlled with it though. You know, but be a man, though. Don't. It's up to us to regulate, man. Step up to the plate. Take care of our responsibilities. Provide and protect. Provide and protect, man. That's my message on that, bro.
Again, leave the children alone.
For real.
See, gay relations in America, I feel like was pretty much fine. It was dead, not really much happening. Then the kids came in the picture, and that's when everything started changing, going to an uproar, rightfully so. I don't understand why the drag queens feel the need to be around children. This idea that it should be accepted for drag queens to frolic and dance and read in front of toddlers. I don't know why it needs to exist. I don't know why it's ever became a thing, but it shouldn't exist. My next concern, kids transitioning.
I tell everyone if you're a boy or a girl.
Insane. Where your daddy at?
Okay. Phoenix would like you to know that she's a girl and she prefers she and her pronouns.
I've done too much in this world. It's ruined my life.
These children have no idea what's going on. Kids can't smoke, drink, drive, vote. A kid can't even get a tattoo because it's permanent on their body. But all of a sudden, we're okay with them making permanent decisions, life-changing decisions, because of the way they're feeling. Have we forgot that they're children? Why is it seen as okay to put kids on puberty blockers? Why is it seen as okay to give children mastectomies?
My name is Chloe Cole, and I'm an 18-year-old detransitioner from the Central Valley of California. I started socially transitioning and identifying as transgender when I was 12 years old, and I was fast-tracked onto medicalization at 13, starting with puberty blockers and testosterone, before I went on to get a mastectomy at 15, and I stopped transitioning at 16 when I realized that I had regretted my transition and that it was starting to cause me emotional and also physical harm.
This community is saying, love yourself as who you are.
Man,
be yourself.
To be honest, you guys, that's sad, man. and I have to go back to it. We had that's accountability 100% on the parents, man. You know, let your kid explore, but you have to do your due diligence as a parent and allow them to focus on what's important at that age. You got to pump as much education into the kid at that age, of these ages, versus having them focus on their sexuality. Having them, if that's the way they want to be, all right, listen, when you turn 18, when you move out, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. I'll support, on top of that, I'll support you in what you want to do. But I want you to make that decision when you're an adult, when you're grown, when you're a full-fledged, mature adult. Make that decision on your own. And I'll still be here for you, but I'm not going to allow you to do it while you're a kid. No one wants to have that conversation.
But then we're also telling them, in order to be yourself, you have to modify your body so that you feel comfortable. Okay, but what happened is being comfortable in my skin? What happened is owning who I am as a person. If I'm a flamboyant man, I'm a flamboyant man. Why all of a sudden, if I'm a flamboyant man or there's a flamboyant boy, he has to go get breasts. He has to chop off body parts. Like, what happened is accepting each other and accepting our lives as we are. What happened to that? Seems a bit hypocritical to me. Got people yelling, be yourself, and then you got other people saying, in order to be yourself, you have to have surgery. What are we doing here? Especially involving children. That brings me right into my next concern, is the LGBTQ community not highlighting and talking about people who are detransitioning and talking about the harms and the risk that come with transitioning.
That's the conversation.
I learned my lesson, but my breasts are never coming back. And it's like, it's a much more profound loss than I have ever, it's a worse mistake than I've ever made in my life ever before. I absolutely felt like my life was ruined.
No one's talking about that. No one's talking about how you have to have a chunk of your forearm taken out to create other body parts. No one's talking about a lifelong prescription to pills. No one's talking about all the health effects that happen on later in life as you grow up.
I've had 7 surgeries. I've had 1 stress heart attack. I've had a helicopter life ride with a pulmonary embolism. I've had 17 rounds of antibiotics.
And let me tell you something. If you get to the point where a helicopter is coming to take you to the hospital,
6 inches of hair on the inside of my urethra for 17 months. Nobody would help me, including the doctor that did this to me because I lost my insurance. I get infections every 3 to 4 months. I'm probably not going to live very long.
No one's talking about all that. No one's highlighting the people who have detransitioned and bringing up this topic. Claire White has done an amazing job at highlighting this. And you can YouTube it and you'll find a bunch of people who are sharing their story. It's like, even they're shunned out of the community. What happened to uplifting their voices? What happened to just sharing information with people? All of a sudden, by sharing a detransitioner story, you're being transphobic because you're denying someone from being trans. You're trying to persuade them out of being it. It's like, no, I'm giving them the full story. I'm giving them the full scoop. That brings me into my next and final concern. We've gone through a lot of concerns regarding the gay community.
But you on point, bro.
Is trans sports versus women's sports,
which is an absolute joke.
Now, here's the deal. We've talked about this in the beginning, about how there's a LGB and then there's a trans, and how there's sex and biology, and then there's expression. They're getting muddled now, especially in sports, because you have biological men,
look at that,
saying that they're women, and then competing against women and winning. Obviously, this is a spectrum. Obviously, not every female, not every trans man or trans female is super athletic and they can absolutely dominate and win, because there are female like MMA fighters who can like jump me. Like, I'm not.
But that's a small percentage. If you put him in his weight class and put him against a woman that's been training, he's still give him 3 months of training, he still has a good chance of beating her just because he's a man. That's it. That's it. He's gonna hit harder. he's gonna be stronger. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is how we were built. Because men are built to protect. That's one of our main purposes here on Earth, man. Let's get back to it, y'all.
Saying that these anomalies don't exist. But what I am saying, that the average male can overpower a woman. That's not being sexist. That's not being anti-feminist. That's just basic biology. That's why we have two different realms, two different sports, two different leagues, male and female, because typically the males will dominate the female. I do not think it should be socially acceptable for anyone to just say they're any gender and go out and win scholarships, win sports events. We need to protect the people who are in the sports right now and accommodate the trans. I think a trans league would be awesome. I think a trans league would sell tickets out the woo-ha. A trans football league? What? Like, come on now. Biological men be men.
That kind of we did a video recently just learning about rugby. Can you imagine a male rugby team competing against a women's rugby team? I mean, and that's what's basically, you know, what's going on with sports. And it's like I don't even watch it, to be honest with you guys, because it's a huge advantage for the male athletes or the trans male, or however you want to live with that. There's a huge advantage there naturally. You know what I mean? And I see it on, you know, we all see it on TV, sports channels here and there. And they just need to figure it out, man. I mean, he said make their own league up. People might show up. You know, you never know. You never know till you try.
Trans football league? What? Like, come on now. Biological men be men. The biological women be women. And the trans people be trans in their own lane. I'm not saying it shouldn't do sports. I'm just saying you need to have your own lane. Just don't like this idea that there are actual men competing against women and winning. And it's not transphobic to point it out. No one's being hateful. No one's being hateful by saying Leah Thomas should not be on a female swimming league. That's not something that's hateful. That's just, I want to protect. And
I saw something before about that particular individual, how when they were a man or identified as just a regular man, when they competed, his ranking was like so far down. As soon as he transitioned into women's sports, he was like number 1. Ridiculous.
Biological women. I understand the advantage that biological men have over biological women.
There's nothing wrong with saying that.
It's science. In conclusion, the defining factor of an individual, the defining factor of you, should not be your race, your religion, your sexuality, where you live, your favorite influencer, your favorite entertainer. It should be you. You are a perfect blend of all the things that you consume, love, and like. I don't understand why we need the need for all these different labels, all these different genders, all these different pronouns. Like, what happened to just being our personality? What happened to being Amir? Our name. We have a name for a reason. That's our label. I'm identified as Amir. Someone says Amir, I look. Amir is a combination of everything that I love, that I like, that my hobbies. That's Amir. The feminine traits, the masculine traits, all of it. That's who I am. I don't need all these labels and check marks to define who the hell I am. And neither should you. We shouldn't be in this society, in this day and age, where people feel the need to have all these different pronouns and different titles for their sexualities and how they're a little bit more feminine than masculine. And it's just it's like a look at me contest. This community has gotten completely derailed. I'm not being irrational here. There's genuine concerns.
And like within the comment section, we ain't gonna go there today, but I guarantee you he's got a huge amount of backlash. And he hasn't said anything, I would say, offensive or calling somebody out of like their name or whatever. He's just stating what the reality is for himself. Being respectful at the same time, but spitting facts, you know what I mean, at the same time as well. But I guarantee you people still found something wrong about what this young man said. I guarantee you. They'll nitpick and they'll pick on this and they'll take that one sentence, take it out of context, put it on. I guarantee you. Within this whole conversation, he hasn't said anything hateful yet. His biggest gripe from what I'm seeing is leave the kids alone. What's hateful about saying that?
don't understand a lot of what's going on. And I really just dislike the idea that because I'm gay, because I am engaged to a man, that automatically I subscribe to everything that they're doing. No. That's why this video is being made, because there's a lot of people out there who agree with me who just can't speak up. They can't say these things because they're going to get canceled, and they have to pay the bills. They have to provide to their family.
Right.
And I just wish we're at a point in society where we can just actually sit down and have a conversation. So all in all, thank you for taking the time to watch or listen to this video. It means the world to me. If you were to share this, if it resonated with you, share it with other gay people, straight people. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of people I feel who need to hear this message. There's a lot of people out there who I really wish would just be themselves. That's one of the DMs I get a lot from other gay men is, you know, a thank you for reminding me that I can just be myself. I don't have to subscribe to what this community is doing, how they're treating others, this role that I have to play. I'm glad that there are a lot more gay people out there waking up to the fact that they can just be themselves.
Right. They
don't have to subscribe to the LGBTQ community. They don't have to be a part of this big old group or like the drag queens or everything that involves.
Let's go, man.
As always, I hope that you're taking the time to reflect on your life, reflect on your goals and dreams, and you're actively doing the things you need to do in order to become the best version of yourself.
Nice.
Much love, and I'll see you in the next video.
All right, you guys. So within this video, he touched on a ton of topics, man. And to be honest with you guys, he didn't say anything wrong. But of course, he'll probably face a lot of criticism and backlash, you guys. But listen, man, if you have truth to be told, have the courage to take it, have the courage to say it, have the courage to speak it. Young man right here came out and just spoke his mind. Listen, man, and he's absolutely right about all of these topics. So what's your your feedback on this conversation? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, man, you guys be safe out there. Peace.